You've done the work, submitted the forms, and waited months, only to receive a letter from the CRA saying you've been denied. It is a frustrating moment, but here's the truth. A denial is often just the beginning of the conversation, not the end. In this final module, we're covering why applications get rejected, how to file a formal appeal, and how to turn a no into a yes. Most denials aren't because the applicant isn't disabled enough. They happen because of technicalities or a lack of specific information. The most common reasons include the diagnosis trap. Your doctor focused on your medical diagnosis. For example, patient has Crohn's, instead of your functional limitations. For example, patient requires 10 trips to the washroom daily, taking 4 hours total. The 90% rule. The CRA wasn't convinced the impairment affects you all or substantially all of the time. Inconsistent information. Your doctor's notes on the T2201 didn't match the information they provided in a follow-up clarification letter. Duration. The CRA doesn't believe the condition has lasted or will last for at least 12 months. If you are denied, your first option is a request for reconsideration. This is a second review where you send the CRA additional information they didn't have the first time. Don't just send the same form again. You need to provide new evidence such as more detailed letters from your medical practitioner, a personal daily impact diary showing exactly how much time tasks take, test results or specialist reports that emphasize your limitations, not just your diagnosis. If a second review fails, you can file a formal objection. You must do this within 90 days of the date on your notice of determination. This moves your file to the appeals branch, where a different CRA agent, one who hasn't seen your file before, will review it. This is a legal process, and it requires you to clearly explain why the original decision was factually or legally incorrect. Filing an appeal or an objection is where things get complicated. You're no longer just filling out a form, you're arguing a case against the government. This is exactly why Disability Credit Canada exists. If you've been denied, we review your denial letter and your medical records to find the gap in the evidence. We handle the appeals branch. We know the case law and the CRA's internal manuals. We speak their language. We take the stress away. You don't have to spend your energy fighting a bureaucracy. We do it for you. Remember, we work on a no-win, no-fee basis. If we take on your appeal and don't get you approved, you don't owe us anything. We only win when you win. Before we wrap up this guide, remember these 3 rules for success. Never assume the CRA knows your story. If it's not on the paper, it doesn't exist to them. Photocopy everything. If the CRA loses your form, you don't want to start from scratch. Be patient but persistent. The system moves slowly, but for those who qualify, the reward, the 10-year refund and the RDSP is worth the wait. We've covered everything from the 2026 base amounts to the complexities of the appeals process. But remember, this video is just a summary. Our website contains the full, deep dive ultimate resource guide with even more specific details for your condition. Don't leave your money and your future benefits on the table. Whether you do it yourself using our guide or let us handle it for you at DCCI, the important thing is that you apply. Thanks for watching this series. If you found it helpful, share it with a friend or family member who could use the support. We'll see you next time.